What's good, Niecy Shaw? Let me tell you, there's nothing like playing R&B of legends, but to have one in front of you, this man for the most iconic party anthem of all time, This Is How We Do It. And I'm so glad you decided to do it with me.
Yes.
Just a little black girl trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Yes.
Montell Jordan.
What's up, Niecy?
How are you, King? So
I'm
incredible to see you.
Great. You're beautiful, and I'm so glad to be here
Well,
with you
thank
today.
you. You're easy on the eyes, and I love
Thank
that you've
you.
been celebrating quite a lot. But we're going to get to that because you got a big event happening this weekend, an evening of R&B.
That's right. Saturday, July the 13th.
Yep.
Montell Jordan, Drew Hill, Mabel House, Barnes Amphitheater.
Big
It's
weekend.
Going down. Big concert.
Wow. So the expectations, I already know you're going to do that theme anthem.
Which
This is how we
one?
do it.
What are you talking about?
So many of them.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome that after a 30-year career,
Yeah.
that I still can come out, and Atlanta will come out, and we get to have an awesome time of singing hits and time travel through music.
Right.
You know?
And it's from so many generations, it's
Yeah.
evolved, which is incredible. And happy anniversary to you. So many anniversaries.
you.
Your wedding anniversary.
Yes.
Happy anniversary. Your black love just inspires me, by the way. Inspires
you.
us.
Yeah, well, 30 years together
To each
other is
yes,
a big deal.
It
you
is.
know? So that's a great
And you really
anniversary.
love and like each other and
We
inspiring
do.
others.
We do. We are best friends, and it's very, very cool. And other people won't know that they can make it if they don't see it. And so we hope to model that for people to be able to see it. It ain't been perfect,
Right.
but it's been good. Been very good.
Well, it looks great to us in our eyes, King, and so is this album. My goodness, and I love how you're also just was reading how you're doing something with the 40 years of Def Jam by actually doing a vinyl reissue. I tell my daughter vinyl, I'm like, yes, girl, the wax. When you hear that needle spinning, nothing like it. This is how we do it. What made you get into that?
Def Jam and I have had a great relationship throughout the years. They're celebrating 40 years. I am celebrating
30,
30 years.
right.
So I am 75% of that label's existence,
Yep.
which is pretty cool. So this is how we do it. They're releasing a limited edition vinyl. Like they got blue vinyl and black vinyl, which is
Stop.
pretty cool.
Okay.
And I'm loving that I get to kind of partner with them to celebrate, having their first pop #1 record, which was This Is How We Do It.
Right. And how do you feel about that enduring popularity of the song going from all these different generations and still withstanding the test of time still? It's like timeless classic.
I got college kids and tuitions, so I need that song to be playing on vinyl, 8-track, cassette,
Right.
laser disc. I don't care. I
Right.
love. But no, I'm appreciative. Like for Classix playing the song, every day or every other day. It's a beautiful thing because it allows me to stay relevant and fresh in people's mind.
Absolutely. And I feel like R&B, the heart of it is kind of pivoted, of course, in this generation. How do you feel about the arena of R&B now that you're back into it? And thank you for coming on back. Give us what the Timeless Classics are all about.
Thank you.
Show them how it's done. How do you feel about it?
I feel that every generation has what they think are the high points and the low points of music.
Right.
I mean, when I came into the music business, it was me and Adina Howard and a bunch of people, and you had like the Luther Vandrosses and the Freddie Jacksons that was looking at us like that's not real R&B, And so now we are a part of a generation of music that's looking at a lot of stuff, and we're like, that's not real R&B. So I think for every generation, R&B has to be kind of evaluated and reconstructed to be able to fit what that generation looks for. But I can tell you that without garbage, you wouldn't be able to know what's sweet. You know what I'm saying? So from that standpoint, it's like there has to be some mud in order for you to find the pearls and to find the beauty in R&B that is
Right.
out there. Because there's some beautiful stuff that's out there. But
Oh, it is.
You got to kind of wade through it.
Some of your faves, 2 or 3 that you're hearing like, love that.
Her, big fan.
Yes.
I like this kid. I think is Giveon.
Yes,
Like
Giveon.
him. I like October.
October London, yeah.
Like him. So there's some stuff
Some out
out
there,
there.
yeah.
But unless it was, if there wasn't some garbage out there,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to find the jewels.
Well, I got to talk about, because you've been an influence to so many, speaking of the industry, what were maybe some of your major influences in the beginning that you're like, okay, I meant to be doing this because I saw this guy do it, or this female?
I was hugely impacted by 80s music.
Okay.
So as I was coming up, going to sleep, listening to the radio at night, I was a Cyndi Lauper, The Police, Lionel Richie,
Duran.
Oh, come on. Listen,
Wham.
That was my first concert ever.
Really?
Wham and Shaka Khan.
Oh my goodness.
And Katrina and the Waves. I'm walking on
Wow,
Sunshine.
I remember that.
Absolutely. So the 80s highly, highly influenced my taste in music. And then as I got into the 90s, of course, R&B, the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis era of Prince, and the music of Minneapolis, that
Yeah.
sound, Alexander O'Neal, H.E.R, those were like my joints. And then, of course, hip-hop came along and gave me the foundation for me taking all those other bits and pieces and then
Right.
kind of finding the place for them to sit on.
Which is so unique, King. And I love how you have transitioned to ministry as well. I was telling someone I live in Gwinnett, I was like, I always used to go to Victory. And
Yeah.
then you transitioned and you went, digitally
went
with you and your
virtual,
wife,
yeah.
virtually. So I'm excited that you're still doing that. And how do you balance that, the role of a pastor, the industry, and being a family man?
That is a great question, and I do not balance it. Some things were never meant to be balanced.
Yes.
Some things are meant to be prioritized.
Right.
And so from that standpoint, I place God first. I place my wife next. I place my kids next. I place my ministry next.
Right.
And I place my family and friends and exterior things, and then my job, all that. And by putting things prioritized, I never have to try and balance something that was never meant to be balanced.
Right.
Because balancing by definition is trying to give equal value to something else. Right. So if I'm trying to balance my career and my marriage,
Right.
I'm trying to say my career is just as important as in my marriage.
Right.
And that's why marriages don't last.
Right.
Because that's not how it works. But when I can place my marriage where it goes and then put my career to help undergird the marriage, then I can have a successful marriage because God honors priorities.
Brother, you better drop these gems.
That was a quick sermon
yes,
right there.
you did.
I
I
don't
felt
know.
like we got to church right there, and we needed that ministry.
Come on, simple.
Oh, man, you're such a great leader, not just in the industry, but just in society. And I love what you and your wife are doing to pave the way. I know we're here to talk about the music, but I'm so excited about how you're doing this series. I was hearing This Is How We Date, and then you're going to plan on doing other ones. What made you and your wife decide to do this in the relationship arena?
Yeah, well, marriages are hemorrhaging. People are out there trying to figure out what to do. And there's not, especially in certain communities, there's not a face of a couple that you can look to and
True.
be like, this is a way to be able to stay married and be happy in that marriage. And so we're trying to do This Is How We Date nights, which we did one at Pond City Market on the rooftop. It was amazing. We came out, we danced, we ate, we celebrated, gave away gifts and stuff. And it was just a date night.
Yeah.
Because people don't date each other anymore.
Yep.
And so we want to do that. We want to try and bring back, dating for married couples. And so things like that, I think, are important. And we're on a mission to help save 1 million marriages. And from that, it happens through intentionality. And if I can't get to 1 million, I can get to 1.
Right.
And if I get to 1, however many are influenced by you that are staying together, I think that's the beauty of it. And so we are committed to helping public marriages heal in private.
That's amazing and inspiring as well, King. Your musical legacy, what do you hope your musical legacy you hope to leave? Because you're back outside. I'm like, I was so excited you're back. What brought you back, and what do you want that legacy to be?
What brought me back musically is stages are for performances, platforms are for influence. And so I have found a way that I believe I am able to take a stage and I can entertain and perform, but I'm able to turn that stage into a platform where I can influence people. And so a lot of the people that I get to perform before and give nostalgia to and bring
Right.
back great memories to, they don't have a relationship with God, and they don't have eternity secured. And so
Right.
I want us to have a great time here. But I want us to have a great time with each other after here. And most people don't focus on what comes after this lifetime. I'm very, very, it's very important to me that people's souls are intact and reconnected with God. And
Right.
so I came back literally musically to use stages to become platforms to reconnect sons and daughters with their dad.
And I love how you interject that positivity. It doesn't have to be behind a pulpit. You can reach them near and far
Some
in
people
so many
never gonna
different
come to
arenas.
your church, Nisa.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people will never come there. But,
Right,
but-
right. So speaking of you getting back outside, new ventures and projects. I mean, you're an author, podcast. I mean, what is next?
Montell is outside.
Okay. This is how we do it.
This is how we do it. Montell finally got a Grammy after almost 30 years working
Yes,
on the
Grammy
Lecrae
Award winner.
album. Thank you, Lecrae Moore.
Yes.
And Montell got an honorary doctorate from
Love it.
Alcorn State University. which is pretty
Congratulations.
cool. And Montell's releasing a Christmas song coming up in November.
Stop
day after
playing.
Thanksgiving.
Come on now.
Song is called Santa Will Be Late. Because we always talk about Santa, we don't recognize Santa has a Mrs. Claus, and he is handling his priorities as well.
Yes,
so Santa,
sir.
Santa will be late this year, and so yeah, just in doing music, maybe working on a jazz album, enjoying being a husband and a father and a big papa to my grands.
Not a big papa, looking like you're ageless.
Listen, I got 4 grandsons.
Stop it. You look phenomenal. What do they call you, Big Papa?
Big Papa.
Okay, Big Papa.
I love it when they call me Big Papa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's life for me right now. Just trying to help marriages, and bringing ministry to people, meeting them wherever they are, and being able to tour the world, and use that as a foundation to be able to, if people can't get to God, I'm trying to bring God to people.
I know that's right. Well, what I need y'all to do is get to Mabel House.
Yes.
An evening of R&B under the beautiful stars. It's going to be a beautiful night. Great memory of classics down memory lane. I mean, with you and Drew Hill, y'all about to shut down Mabel House. Atlanta, period, down.
Niecy
Okay?
Shaw, let me tell you what everybody going to say when they leave.
What's that?
I'll tell you exactly
What's that?
They're going to say, it sounded just like the record. That's the ultimate compliment. For me,
That
when
is.
anybody says, yo, I went to the concert, it sounded just like the record.
Right.
That's what you're going to get, because Drew Hill, they do not play. Them boys can sing.
Right.
And me, I do not play.
Yeah,
I
y'all
get
still
out
got
there
it.
and I want it to sound like you remember it.
I know that's right. Let me tell you, not only are they dope legends, they're going to bring their whole tracks, the classics. It's going to be a vibe. Evening of R&B, cop your tickets, get the deets. It's on our website, myclassicsatl.com. King, what is yours? Where can we follow? What's your website? Keep up.
Real easy. I am on IG, Montell and Kristen, or Montell Jordan. On Facebook is Montell and Kristen, and on YouTube is Montell and Kristen, and any place else you want to find us, montellandkristen.com.